like they're up against 12 men here in Nigerian colours. On the attack again, the Super Eagles. This time Iwobi couldn't force it through. Pass their way out from the back. High press in Nigeria. Still plenty of players forwards. They do find a way out. Far from a counter attack, but just happy to have a bit more of the ball. Jake Quizera from the left hand side. Waits for reinforcement. Again, it's quite a bit more possession. Stanley Mobali is yet to be tested in the Nigeria goal. Back to Bassi. Dangerous ball. It's the box. Kinsey was dealt with. Dawdled on it in the end. Sineri Manti, but survived to scare. Smith briefly nicked it away from him. Headed down here for Rwanda as the captain, Bizimana. And it's on to check him over. Scored the winning penalty against Benin in October during AFCON qualification. Bizimana, third of his international career. Dramatic attempt at a clearance, which seemingly is undoing here. No permanent damage done. Over half an hour of this match day 5 meeting already come and gone. Nigeria comfortably on top thus far. They've actually been better on the road than they have at home in recent times. Unbeaten in their last 4 away games in all competitions. That is including our goalless draw with Ghana during the African Nations Championship in December. Largely different squad, of course, comprising solely players play their football in Nigeria. There are 2 local players in this squad. Goalkeeper Yuri Bakoli, Remo Stars, and Gula Papa Daniel Mustafa, Niger Tornadoes. Eric Shell to reward performances in the Nigerian League, call up to the national team.
So tip lang mga bossing, no? Sa pag-a-upload.
Come from all over the world. Current 11. Well, 7 different countries. Crazy. Lookman playing in Italy, AC Milan and Atalanta. Osimhen currently in Turkey. Simon in France. Didi Iwobi. Aina and Bassi all in England. They Kong in Saudi Arabia. Mobali in South Africa with Sheffield United. come together though for these international breaks. Very quickly gel and form a cohesive unit. This is more like the Nigeria we expected in the previous 4 World Cup qualifiers. Can they though hang on to the lead this time where they failed on match day 4? Let's ball. It's too hot to handle for Omborenga. Rwanda though, growing into this one now, after that early blow, they rode out the storm. Nigeria looked far more likely to score the game's second goal, and now in the latter stages of the first half, are pushing on, looking for an equaliser. And an early change, Samuel Gillette make way for Gilbert Mugisha. Not sure if there was a knock. Seems to be moving okay, Gillette. Either way, a change deemed necessary by Adel Amrouche, one of his more experienced players in Mugisha, into the fray with 50 minutes or so and the game still to play. Could it prove immediately to be a super sub? It was Mugisha, within seconds of entering the fray, who was the first to test the reflexes of Stanley and Mobali. A little space. It's on target. Comfortable enough for the Nigeria keeper, but finally Rwanda coming to life here. Late in the first half. You've got to survive through though to half time. Always a threat in attack. Super Eagles. But a spell, but in a second, there could be a second. An opportunity is presented at the other end of the pitch. Lookman and Osimhen combining again. This time not quite to such a devastating effect. To go in this first half. Still, Victor Osimhen's open up the difference between the two sides. Nancy with a long ball forwards, one which will bounce comfortably through to Onobali. Impressive for Chippa United this season. 7 clean sheets in his 19 games. Save success rate of over 80%. Becoming the de facto number 1 for the Nigerian national side. This cap for number 18. He works again here. Rwanda attacking down the left-hand side. Here's Quizera. Iwobi backwards and then forces Rwanda all the way back to Ntwari. Iwobi said he wants to emulate his uncle, JJ Okocha, by winning the Africa Cup of Nations. Came close, and of course, at the most recent time of asking, Nigeria edged out by the Côte d'Ivoire in the final in Abidjan. Shot there of Paul Kagame. Roar of appreciation for the president of Rwanda. Surely be enjoying his country's end to this first half. Rwanda making Nigeria work for their lead now. Three in the box waiting. As Isha turns this way and that. It's over the head though of Nshuti. Listen to that roar. The first Rwanda corner in the 44th minute. Nigeria flew out of the blocks in this one. And the host showing this is far from a done deal. An equaliser here late in the first half would be a real blow for the Super Eagles. If Rwanda can conjure one up. Forced to wait. Again, the referee sorts out a few of the squabbles in the area. Hakim Sahabo, a teenager, anxious to have a word in his ear. Something of a mismatch with Ola Aina. It's off the gloves of Enwa Bali, but not that convincingly away. Rwanda remain with the ball well in Nigeria territory. Whipped in again. It was knocked down and knocked away by Bassi, who was himself then knocked over. Innocent attempt to get to the ball, just a moment too late. Only caught a chunk of the man. Mugisha is sent away. There'll be 3 minutes of additional time. Nigeria, the way things are going, will want them to come and go quite quickly. Clumsy at worst from Mugisha. Yeah. Tall defensive midfielder. Not able to avoid Bassi. Morenga, the back heel to the path of Quintera. There'll be one more opportunity before the half-time whistle at either end. harmless free kick forwards. Rather sums up Nigeria's end to this first half. The impression they are just trying to survive with their lead intact through to half time. Reorganise. Take on the advice of Eric Shell. Calmly done by Iwobi and Aina. Massey back to his keeper. Picked up though by Yamagabo. Mugisha. There is Gilbert Mugisha. Mugisha now added to the Rwanda 11. But Osimhen nicks in, closes in on goal, dinks it over and Ntwari, and Nigeria just like that have a second. They are lethal, he is lethal. Osimhen adds his and his country's second in the final minute of first half stoppage time. Nigeria have been looking like they were just trying to survive through to half time with their lead intact. But Osimhen always lurking, nicked in, and from there was very little doubt about how it would end. Nigeria's number 9 scores his 25th goal for his country and puts the Super Eagles in a totally commanding position for the second half. A quick glance up, saw Ntwari rushing out, the presence of mind to lift it over the Kaiser Chiefs keeper. We come back to the action. Nigeria on the front foot again. Osimhen through to Lookman. Wins a corner and suddenly it's Rwanda trying to survive through to half time, but not with the lead. Instead, trying to stay within 2 of their visitors. One second short. Back to Adamola Lookman. Zaina. Simon. Lookman lets it run. That will be the half-time whistle. Well, Osimhen, the difference between the two sides. For the first half brace, 1 goal in the 11th minute. The next, well into first half stoppage time. Nigeria halfway to their first victory of this World Cup qualifying campaign. One that is crucial for their prospects in the second half of this World Cup qualification campaign. Join us in about 15 minutes to see if they can hold out through to the final whistle. Welcome back to Kigali for the second half of this fifth round of qualifiers for the 2026 FIFA World Cup in Group C. Rwanda and Nigeria meeting as we head towards the halfway point of this campaign. At the halfway point of this match, Nigeria in total command of the situation 2-0 to the good courtesy of Victor Osimhen. First half brace for Nigeria's number 9. The referee blows the whistle once again, and off we go for the second half. Just 11 minutes on the clock when Osimhen struck for the first time, ball into the box from Ademola Lookman. Free kick volleyed home by the Galatasaray centre forward. Nicked in ahead of a defender and dinked it over Bianca Ntwari. First half stoppage time to double the lead. He's now down on the ground, just outside the area, coming together with Rwanda captain Chiad Bizimana to be shielding the ball, but a little too aggressively, in the opinion of the referee. Tension simmering within seconds of the restart. Point being made by Osimhen. Can't lead with the forearm. A yellow card has been produced for Bizimana. Not the start to the second half that Adel Amrouche would have wanted. Looks to be finishing the first half really strongly in the ascendancy, heading into first half stoppage time only for Osimhen and Nigeria to pull the rug out from underneath them, leave them with a mountain to climb here in the second half. And now, with Lookman standing over the ball just outside the box, things could get worse before they get better. 3-man wall, numbers 2, 3 and 4. Numbers 22, 3 and 4 rather. Zara, Yomagabu, and Bizimana in the way. Lookman's attempt deflected, out for a corner. Threatening from set pieces throughout so far this evening. Now another, this time headed away at the near post, but picked up on the edge by Moses Simon. Got his shot away. Nowhere near threatening Ntwari on this occasion. It's already been the case in Ligue 1 for Moses Simon this season. Could end the season as the top assister of the French top flight, despite not currently battling to stay in the division, as a yellow card is handed out. This time for a foul on Bizimana. Wilfred Ndidi clattering into his fellow number 4, and thus entering the book. A genuine mistake and immediate apology from the Leicester midfielder. Sahabo lifted in. It's flicked on. Had to be gathered up by Enrobali. It's done so. It's a show of intent there from Rwanda early in the second half, after a scare of their own inside the first minute of the second half. Yes, back to Simon. goals and 8 assists in the first 24 league games. A string of top performances. Just one behind Ryan Sheki of Lyon at the top of the assist chart. He is now attracting interest from several of Europe's best clubs. The shot comes in, this time from Brighton. Osei Samuel. Right back bursting into the box, testing Ntwari. Might well have been heading for the bottom corner. So, yet another dead ball for Anamola Lookman to work his magic with. The outswinger was onto the head of Ndidi. No one behind him and the back stick to benefit. He can only partially clear. It's picked up by Mugisha. There he is again. See who produced Rwanda's first shot of the match. This one was blocked, but it landed kindly for Yumagabu. Seems to have permanently switched to the left-hand side, Mugisha. Did so late in the first half. Picked up where he left off. Hakim Sahabo. Take the corner. Born in Brussels. Part of the Genk Standard Liège youth. Threatening corner in. The referee blows. There was a roar, mostly of hope from the home fans. Might be a point to the spot incoming. Instead, it was a foul on Enwabali. A Nigeria free kick. Up on his feet now. Quickly gets us back underway. Enwabali considers Manuel Neuer as his role model. Hasn't needed to do much sweeper keeping thus far in the match. Only 1 or 2 shots from range to test him. With that change here. Ball finds its way through to Mugisha. Cuts inside. Does get a shot away. Just lacking a little power to truly trouble the Super Eagles keeper. But better from Rwanda. It's a real blow to concede so late in the first half after they'd finally grown into the game. Now, doing so once again. To survive a nervy couple of minutes early on in the second half, but to get themselves back to the ascendancy, make life a little less comfortable for Nigeria. They always have to be wary of Osimhen lurking, deceptively quick striker. Saw that as he nicked it for the second goal. Ball given away in midfield. Will Rwanda be punished? Here comes Samuel Chukwueze. Lookman brilliantly guarding the ball, spinning away, winning another free kick in a dangerous position, drawing the foul from Bona Mugisha. Slightly heavy touch, but recovered brilliantly to beat Mugisha to the ball. Stade Tunisien midfielder just clipping the heel of Lookman. Mugisha, born on the 10th of the millennium, 1st of January 2000, makes him precisely 1 day younger than Calvin Bassey on the opposing team, born on the 31st of December 1999. Travelling fans in good spirits. And to come a fair way to be here today, but so far I've been rewarded. Lookman's free kick punched away by Ntwari. Come back again. It's lifted forwards. Lookman brings it down. Plenty of space just outside the 6-yard box. Was closed down before he could get a shot away. And the recovering Thierry Mansi. Shots of Hakim Sahabo. For a second. He'll be heading to the touchline, but I'll come back to defend this corner. Lookman with another in-swinger. Headed away by Bizimana, but not out of the box. Helps on at the second time of asking. And then one back. Pretty quickly. There is a bit of Manuel Neuer-esque keeping from Enrobali, quickly out of his line. Shepherding that out for a goal kick. This time it is the end of the game for Sahabo. Youngest player on the pitch makes way for Kevin Muhere. Much more experienced campaigner. Ryan Sports captain and player of the season last campaign. Pretty much a straight swap in midfield. A little more attacking perhaps. Muhere is the hand of Adelan Rouge is forced to try and get something out of this game. Not one they were aiming to come into in terms of damage limitation. How quickly the complexion of this group could change. Rwanda top after match day 4 places ahead of their visitors today. But if they are find themselves on the losing end of the result, suddenly they could easily be 3rd or 4th and just 1 point above the Super Eagles. There's 5 games still to play. This time they do stop the Nigeria attack. Look to spark one of their own. Ball over the top for Innocent and Shooty. did send the ball in the general direction of Enrabali's goal. Now the keeper will kill a few seconds and force a Rwanda player to expend a little energy. This time it's George Kwizera. It's the final half an hour. Nigeria is still looking pretty comfortable as things stand. Free kick taken quickly. They are starting to get forward in numbers now on the home side. Nisha cuts inside, but then well, it's ball into the box, all wrong. Laina trying to bring it away down the left, gives it away. Iwobi will tidy up. The drop at the shoulder from Osimhen doesn't come off either. Indeed, clearly catching Kevin Mahiri. Joined Leicester just after their extraordinary Premier League triumph, I should say, Wilfred Ndidi. There, 5,000 to 1. Odds defying. Title, only one in the club's history. Calvin Bassey behind him in the defence was part of the Leicester Youth Academy during that run to the title. Unlike Bassey, indeed he was at the club to lift the FA Cup in 2021. Waiting, sends it forward, looking for Osimhen. Just been a little starved of service in the last 10 minutes or so. Momentum currently with Rwanda. They switched over towards Mugisha. Say Samuel was there first. Former boxes combine, and Bassey and Ndidi win the ball back. Nigeria more than happy to just slow down the tempo. Once they have the ball, they will have their 2-goal lead. Don't need to force the issue, stretch the game, but they get the opportunity of a third. They can turn on the Azerbaijanis in a second. That's what Lukman was looking to do there. Run into trouble ultimately. Osimhen back defending. Afraid to do the dirty work. Centre forward. Nice quick turn from Mahiri was much appreciated by those inside the Amahoro Stadium. Peace Stadium in Kenya, Rwanda. Home side will have to go to war in this remaining half an hour if they are to get something from this match. Plenty of space for Chukwueze in the middle of the park. He's come inside from the right wing in this second half. Moses Simon to create the space for the cross, but two defenders proving too much to get past. Will be, however, a corner. First change made by Eric Schaub. Olaina will come off as well. Samuel Chukwueze. More traditional left back in Bruno Onyemaechi will come on for Aina. One of the Premier League contingent makes way. Having an extraordinary season with Nottingham Forest. Olaina. Forest closing in on their first Champions League finish in decades, surpassing all expectations. Samuel Chukwueze's AC Milan, meanwhile, falling well short of expectations. Currently down in mid-table, 9th place in Serie A. Chukwueze, who ended a 14-month goal drought against Rwanda in November, leaves the pitch goalless on this occasion. Beckman's corner, straight into the gloves of Biakra and Tuari. So, bit of a reshuffle with that double change. Moses Simon seemingly over to the right-hand side. Iwobi slightly more advanced now. Rafael Onyedika is brought on to short things up a touch. Steady midfielder. Plays for Club Bruges. This is 15th appearance for the Super Eagles. One goal for his country came against Benin in June. Opener in that 2-1 loss to the Cheetahs. The number 4s clash again. Bisimana and Wilfred Ndidi. Bisimana said coming into this match they're in buoyant mood. Were unfazed by the quality of their opponents, but they're seeing up close just what Nigeria are capable of here. 2 moments of quality from Osimhen, and now looking to kill the game off, do appear to have something of a stranglehold on it. Forwards again by Iwobi. There's space here for Adamola Lookman. He'll cut inside, looks to get the shot away. Straight into the legs of Mansi. Mahiri. Forced to play it back to Mugisha. Rwanda steadily working their way forwards again. Going to have to score sooner rather than later to apply the pressure. The problem is they can't afford to commit too many men forwards and leave this man too much space. This time, Osimhen's ball into the box was more easily dealt with. Finding some space here in between the lines. Mugisha onto Mahiri, sliding in was Say Samuel. Quickly back up and running. Wizera. Mugisha. Switch from left to right. Struggling to find a way through. Well organised Nigerian backline. Historically been better known for their flamboyance further up the field and brilliance in attack. This perhaps a new look Nigeria under Eric Shell. Still though 20 minutes away from a clean sheet. Kevin Mahiri looking to force the issue, at the very least forcing a corner. Break in play whilst Brighter Say Samuel is checked over. Solid as ever, out right back. Not forced into too many uncomfortable positions. Picked up 11 yellow cards for Fenerbahce last season, Say Samuel. Just one so far this term. He's cleaned up his act. Been squeaky clean across the first 73 minutes here. A few well-timed sliding tackles. One which perhaps left a mark on himself. Does appear to be okay to continue. We'll see if he is the player to depart with Maxime, or rather Al-Hassan Yusuf, ready to come on. Corner taken short, lifted in. No real threat though on the delivery from Claude Leomagabo. That's more threatening though. Options in the middle. He picked the right one, he doesn't pick one at all. Caught in two minds there. Gilbert Mugisha. Look to the heavens. Only had himself to blame. Should have done better there. Most clear-cut opportunities there, which Rwanda have created in an hour and a quarter. Calmly headed back to his keeper by William Trustekong. interesting career path through Secon. Youth at Fulham and Tottenham in England, and then moving on to Netherlands, Belgium, Norway, Turkey, Italy, Greece, Saudi Arabia now with Al Khaloud. Knocked on to Osimhen. Advantage played by the referee. Osimhen on a hat-trick. Couldn't take the advantage. Rare swing and a miss for the number 9. Grabbed a hat-trick a week ago today for Galatasaray. A 4-0 win. Antalyaspor has in fact managed 6 goals in 3 games in March in the Super League. But that will be his final chance for this evening. Another 2. Make that 8 in March for club and country. Here the first. Volleying home. Lookman's delivery. Cannot leave Victor Osimhen that much space in the box. You will be punished. Rwanda were. And then bit of opportunism. Just nicking in ahead of Angie Mutsinzi. And then clinical, as you like, to dink over in Tuari. Job done. He'll watch the final 15 from the sidelines on in his place. Al Hassan Yusuf. Also, Tolu Arokadare, I believe, having replaced Samuel, who's still limping. No need to take any risks. Another game to play in a few days' time. See if they can nurse him back to full fitness in time for that one. But if not, Aina and Onyemachi, perfectly good fullback pairing. Rwanda certainly haven't given up yet, but time is running out. The first involvement, the big centre forward, Tolu Arokadare. Lookman knocks it on. It was just beyond the centre forward. This is club football for Genk. Notched up 17 in 30 appearances this season. Just another in the abundance of Nigerians who are scoring for fun around the world over the last 12 months or so. Had a different aerial threat as well to the one posed by Osimhen. Certainly can score a header, but doesn't quite have the physical presence of Arokadare. 1.97 metres tall, or 6'6", for those of you working in Imperial. first appearance for the Super Eagles. Scored on his debut for Genk. Can Al-Qadari do the same for his country? 10 minutes left. Full of running. Nigeria will steadily work it forwards. Simon not been quite as involved since switching to the right hand side. Still Victor Boniface on the bench, precisely 1 month younger than Al-Qadari. Just one substitution remaining. See if he gets a few minutes under his belt here. Lookman thought he was in for a second before hearing the referee's whistle. Another double change incoming for Adel Amrouche and his Rwanda side. Off comes Innocent in shooting and Jorge Quisera on in their place. Yves Habimana and Jean Bosco Rubeneka. And shooting, we disappointed. Largely isolated figure over the 80 minutes. 3 goals in 6 AFCON qualifiers, including the winner against Nigeria, that 2-1 victory. And scored 1 in this campaign as well against South Africa late in 2023. But chances few and far between here. Well, either Rubeneka or Habimana have any more joy. The latter, the man to replace the duty at the top of the Rwandan tree. He'll immediately get the opportunity from a free kick. Kevin Muhiri to take. Fails to beat the first man. Headed away by Trustekong. Muhiri straight on to Rubeneka. It's given away. Al-Qadari slowing things down. Lookman does well to keep it in. On Yamechi. Iwobi exchanges passes with Onyedika. Simon with some slightly heavy looking legs. Feeds into the ball by Ian Mugabe. Helping him on his way. Produced a free kick for Rwanda, but still can't do anything with it. And now into most likely the final 10 minutes, even including stoppage time. Rwanda have to score now if they want to stand a chance of taking anything away from this match day 5 fixture. They have won it in the Nigeria half, but quickly won back by Wilfred Ndidi. Two sides largely cancelling each other out at the moment. Haven't been many chances the last 10 or 15 minutes. That's a lovely ball forward from Iwobi. Sends Al-Qadari out left. Once again, Nigeria just slow things down. Al-Qadari would love a debut goal, clearly following orders. Well-being of goal lead far more important. Eric Schell wants to ensure they pick up their first victory of this World Cup qualification campaign. Extraordinary to think failed to do so in the first 4 attempts. Big flick from Ndidi over to Onyedika. Lookman beats into the ball. That was in fact Ndidi well forwards there. Ongorenga, extra options, finds a willing runner. Still, just too many white shirts between the ball and the goal. Patiently passing the ball around, but there's always eventually one which goes astray. That was it on this occasion. And possession back to the away side. Then take their time in moving it steadily up the pitch. Experienced hands when it comes to this stage. Nigeria played in 6 World Cups, reaching the knockout stages in half of those. The round of 16 twice in a row at their first 2 attempts. US 94 and France 98. Impressively topped the group on both occasions. In 94, a group containing Maradona's Argentina, no less. Great Argentine actually played his final ever World Cup game against Nigeria. They were agonizingly knocked out by the divine ponytail Roberto Baggio, who equalised in the 88th minute and scored a penalty in extra time. About to qualify for the first time in 16 years, the Qatar World Cup, losing to Ghana on the away goals rule after drawing 0-0 at away and 1-1 at home. Now, up against it here, the flag has gone up and the roar of the home crowd will soon be dampened. Yves Habimana did put the ball into the net, but clearly from an offside position. Unintended pass. Couldn't really get out of the way of it, even if he had done so. Wouldn't have threatened Edmond Bali. Shot from Mahiri. A brilliant pass, but the offside rule was a little different. Philip, at least, for Rwanda. Feel good moment of putting the ball in the back of the net. Would have made for a fascinating final few minutes. Still could. They can very quickly score one in the next few seconds, but that has gone out for a Nigerian throw. We are now into the 90th minute. Alex Iwobi entered the book for a cynical kick out at Bizimana. Rather unnecessary in truth. Taking one for the team, but racking up a yellow, moving closer to a suspension. forwards. Change of pace. Here's Gilbert Mugisha into the middle. He attempted back heel. Would have been brilliant. Great improvisation from Habimana, who's revitalised this front line for Rwanda. 5 minutes added on. Stranger things have happened in football. Mentioned Manchester City early on. They, of course, famously turned round a game to win their first Premier League title in stoppage time. Rwanda need to simply grab a point here. Rwanda never qualified for the World Cup, winning 10, drawing 11, losing 27. Their 48 games to date. It'll be number 50 in a few days' time. As Mahire's shot deflects wide, even with a corner. It'll take a miracle here for them to remain at the top of Group C. Come the end of match day 5, they will have to go again on match day 6. Mahire delivers the corner he won. It's headed away to at least temporary safety. Neither Mahire nor Omborenga can keep that one in. That surely will be that now, with less than 3 minutes to play. South Africa have secured a 2-0 win against Lesotho. That will move them to the top of Group C. Another yellow card handed out, this time to the debutants. Solu Arakadare not marking his debut with a goal, but instead of yellow. A little harsh, but referee with the best view in the house. Two goals in 4 minutes on the hour mark for South Africa. Did the job. Moves them on to 10 points. Above Benin, Rwanda here will drop to 3rd. Stuck on their 7 points, which was good enough for top of the table heading into this one. Nigeria suddenly will be just a single point and a single place back in 4th. And we'll know they can move at least into the potential playoff spot of 2nd with a win when they take on Lesotho. In fact, sorry, taking on Zimbabwe in 4 days' time. It is Rwanda welcoming Lesotho to this stadium. Just 2 points covering those 3 teams. All to play for in Group C. Not all to play for in the final 30 seconds here. Nigeria will perhaps look to apply the icing to the cake. Free kick just outside the Rwanda area. Eric Stowe watching on. They stick to the game plan. Keep the ball. Play down the final few seconds. Their 2-goal lead and their clean sheet intact. final whistle just yet. Surely not far away. 95 minutes have elapsed. But now we continue on. Chance of consolation for Rwanda. It's been a frustrating evening's work. Never been able to find a way through this resilient Super Eagles backline. And there is the final whistle. Nigeria 2-0 winners. Both goals coming from that man. Victor Osimhen strikes again. His first game in this World Cup qualifying campaign. Immediately 2 goals to his name. Final score in Kigali. Rwanda 0, Nigeria 2. The Super Eagles move within 1 point of the team they beat on the night. Now respectively 3rd and 4th in Group C.